What's up, y'all? I'm back, man. T-Rell, and I'm here with my boy Freeway, Ricky Ross, an entrepreneur, a kingpin, a father, all around just that nigga, man. I can't believe I am sitting here with you today. I cannot believe it. I feel like I manifested this talking about you so much.
Yeah, you done talked about me?
I spoke about you so much in my life of living. I feel like I've been around you. I feel like I know you. I've gave so many stories and just glorifying the fact that, even my mom knew you,
Wow.
So, and it's just an honor to be here with you. I just can't believe it.
Well, when the moms know you, that kind of rubs off on the kids. So, yeah, I already understand.
Yeah.
I know how that can go. So, yeah. But, I mean, you've been doing your work. You in a great spot. You know what I'm saying? No Jumper. I did No Jumper about, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I did it with Adam. And it was a cool show. I was good at interviewing then, but I wasn't doing really well financially. I was still like, struggling.
Oh, when you got out?
Yeah. I mean, I've been out 13 years now, but it took a while. It took a while, even though I did my homework. My homework was done, and everything was in order, but this system wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be ready, but the system ain't ready and it still don't work right.
I mean, but it was gonna come to you regardless, because I feel like everything that I heard about you and what I know about you, besides the dope thing, besides selling drugs, you was a good dude, man, and you took care of everybody, and everybody just loved you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like everything I know about you is just straight positive.
And that's the plan. You want to take care of everybody, and I'm not saying that I take care of everybody the way they want to be taken care of, because I don't. But I try to do a little bit for everybody that I can. Just touch them. That might have been just enough.
Yeah.
To push you across that line. You know what I'm saying? Or get you just a little closer to that line where you feel like, I can make it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I almost gave up. I almost gave out. So I try to touch as many people as I can. I think touching people is one of the greatest gifts that you can have, is to be able to reach out and push somebody else, across the line or up a little higher,
Yeah, I feel like this interview is kind of way more different than all the rest of your interviews, because for one reason, I was there in these scenarios, like different scenarios. Like for one moment when you got out of jail for the second time and you had like this theater on like Crenshaw and
That
Adams.
was the first time.
That was the first time you got out? Yeah, the first time you got I was there.
Yeah,
I was
you
there.
came by my old theater?
I was there, and I was a kid, but just feeling like the whole vibe and everybody in the whole aura. They like, Ricky about to come in. Ricky about to come in. And it's you was like fucking Superman, nigga. So I'm like, you actually came in, and it was just like a split second. I'm like, damn, that's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like Jay-Z, you feel me? But it was like, I was a kid, but they just held you to so much of a pedestal that I felt like you was a superstar.
And I started to try to hold that status as well, and that's kind of how I got in trouble, because that theater had became my identity, and I felt that had I lost that theater, which I was losing it, I was $30,000 behind on my note, and I'd invest a lot of money. I put $930,000 down as a down payment. And then I was paying my whole 5 years in jail. I was paying $6,000 a month note, in the 80s. So, 80s, 90s. So I had put a lot into that building, to save it. And I knew that building was like my key. I thought it was. I thought that building was my key to the city. I thought that was going to be the way that I did what I'm doing now.
Changing lives.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was there, man.
I had some grand plans for that thing, man. because what I recognized is that a lot of our celebrities were scared to come to the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a safe haven where they would feel comfortable with coming. Because, they almost feel comfortable about coming on Crenshaw. They'll come, not all the way down in Crenshaw, but that was still kind of like West Crenshaw. You know what I'm saying?
If you go down by the Fox Hill Mall, start getting better and better, low key.
Yeah. And where the theater was at was kind of bad, but you only about 3 miles away from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood is right there, and then you can jump on the Santa Monica Freeway and be there, and you know what I'm saying? You can be on the Santa Monica Freeway in 1 minute. So I just had a plan, and I went and talked to the West Boulevards, and I went and talked to the avenues, and I asked them, would it be all right if I be over there?
Yeah.
And could I do what I wanted to do? I wanted to build this elaborate theater, where all the rappers came, and I had some big rappers was coming down there. Ant Banks came down, DJ Pooh, Chocolate. Cube didn't ever come down, but we talked. Sir Jinx was coming down. Yo-Yo came down. I mean, they was coming. Dre passed by one day. I remember the day Dre passed by. I was like, damn, Dr. Dre passed by here. He didn't stop, but he pulled up to the front and looked over and then took off. I said, well, he know I'm here.
Yeah, he in there, yeah.
Yeah, so I had some elaborate plans for it. But now I know that the government couldn't see me with that building. That building was just going to be just too dynamic,
I mean, they can't see us with nothing right now. Even doing that, it was just so special, just me being there. Like, that shit was just a special moment. Like, and I remember, off the subject, I remember you said something on Vlad TV about, my kids, like, I'm in this dope game so crazy and all of that. And my mom didn't want to move out the hood. You feel me? And then I see my kids on the street, and I'm like, if a motherfucker touch my kids, man, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
and
that was crazy.
At times, I was one of them kids out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at times, I was one of them kids out there, and it's just so crazy to be sitting next to you. We always explaining this shit to people, and people like, man, you full of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, nah, you feel me?
Well, sometimes if you don't actually experience it, you can't understand it. Even with people who I know who read the news articles and stuff like that, they still don't really get it. The gist of what it's like to be there. It's crazy that we're doing this interview today, man. One of my boys just got out. He been out about a year maybe, and we ain't really kicked it. You know what I'm saying? When he got home, he thought I was gonna have a car for him and the whole 9 yards, and I didn't. I wasn't doing great. Like, shit.
I'm glad you saying that, because when you went to jail around that time, I seen a dramatic change in everybody's life on my street. You feel me? Like on 88th and Broadway. Like, I seen
You was on 88th and Broadway?
I was on 88th and Broadway. I seen a dramatic change as a kid.
On which side of Broadway?
On Ruby side. On that same street.
You stayed on the street where Miss Ruby stay at?
Yes, sir. I stayed across the street from Mary.
Oh, you stayed across the street from Mary?
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. You gotta be, what's her name, son?
I'm Denise's son.
You Denise's son?
Yes, sir.
Dang.
Yes, sir.
Which one? Not the one that was managing
Niecy.
Tiger. I know Denise.
Yes.
I know she had 2 sons, right?
Yes.
So one, I know
The Tiger managed the Tiger shit.
You the one managing Tiger. Okay. Yeah, I ain't seen you since I first got out.
I know, man. I said I only had a conversation with you here and there. We barely met, but you was always in my life.
No, I remember when you
shit.
was a little boy. Me and your mama was way cool.
Yeah.
That was one of my people.
Mm-hmm.
And well, really her whole family. Me and the other sister, what's her name? Bev.
Yep, Beverly.
Me and Bev used to be in the same classroom.
Damn.
So your mama was a little older than us. But yeah, we go way back, man. Come on, stop it. And then, man, we kicked it at a basketball game or two, you know. And I was trying to mess with Tiger, and I know you was.
Yeah, but it wasn't the right setting. I was just trying to get my, you know, do what I can do and keep my foot in the door as best as I can to, you know, to feed myself and whoever, you know, my family around that time. So I know you had plans, and you was I'm talking about the battery was in the back. You was ready to go. Like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the foot in the door. Like,
I didn't care.
he ready. You feel me? Like, his hustle is on. It's there.
It was real.
Yeah.
It was real.
I'm calling my mama like, this nigga he really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
real.
the energy is crazy.
We snuck in that basketball game that night. We snuck in the Staples Center.
Yeah,
we snuck
crazy.
in that motherfucker. Then I got all the way I went from the top to the bottom. You know, Denzel, my boy went down and told Denzel, Rick up there. Then so Denzel made all the urges, led us all the way to the floor. When we saw you and Tiger that night, I think that might have been the last time I saw y'all too.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah.
And we made it all the way down, but we snuck in that night.
Yeah.
What I was we had no money to buy no ticket.
What I was saying about the absence, you know, and the whole aura, like, I actually witnessed that shit. Like, you going to jail, and then people just going like this.
Oh, yeah. The homies couldn't hold it up. The homies couldn't hold it up. When I got home, man, when I was in jail, I was a little pissed at the homies, you know. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers ain't send me nothing, you know.
Like, how do you feel about, you know what I'm saying, like, your absence affecting, like, the way they move in life and just in general? Like, they were just all fucked up, everybody, and just couldn't hop on their own too and do it.
You know, one of my partners, who I put in that category, called me this morning at 5:00, and he made a statement. He said, I can tell you how to do it. I can show you how to do it, but I can't get it for you.
Right.
I can't learn for you. I can't get the concept for you. You have to get it for yourself. And when he was telling me that, I understood that people got to get it for themselves. You know, you got to learn the concept. I can do all that I can do, but I can't make you get it. And until you get it, you ain't gonna have it.
Yeah, because I figured, I'm like, this man, he really is a part of my life, because at one point everything was crazy. I seen 2 Corvettes in front of my house with my daddy. You know, my mama having shit, Gucci purses, bags and shit, mink coats and the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Mary across the street riding beach cruisers was, you know what I'm saying, nice matching sweatsuits. I remember this shit. I'm like, it's cold. My street cold. You know what I'm saying? And you go down, it was over with. You know what I mean? You know, we in the hole. So, you know, and we had to climb out. It took us a long time, man, to climb out and do that.
But I was glad to see you when you was in the rap gang, you know, when you was doing the get down with Tiger and the whole 9 yards. You know, I was proud of you, because I mean, you still like my nephew. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that we sit here. I don't even know who you was, but yeah.
Yeah, I was telling people, man, I had a couple of interviews and, you know, on a podcast, and I'm telling people, like, man, my mama was a cleaning lady for him. She used to clean houses. She used to do this, man. I used to see money on the table, and I used to steal your money. I was a kid. I stole your bread for sure.
Yeah, you didn't get that much. Don't worry about it.
Nah, I didn't, but it was all over the table.
You know, I was sitting in prison, and I used to be like, man, why everybody used to want to take my clothes to the cleaners?
Man.
And then somebody told me, so you always leave money in your pocket.
A lot of it. She was like, no, don't touch it, don't touch it. She was a good lady, man. Shout out to Denise, man.
Yeah,
she was good,
Denise,
man. She
girl.
was putting it back, man. She really was.
That's my girl, Denise.
She really was putting it back. That's crazy, man.
How mom doing? I ain't seen her.
She's great, man. She great. She doing her thing. You know, heavenly pie, still baking.
Yeah, she baking them pies still?
Yeah, she baking
Tell she got to do some vegans.
That.
I'll buy some. She got to do the vegan. I'm a vegan now.
Oh, you a vegan?
Yeah,
She do the vegan pies?
I've been vegan 31 years, you know. I got to get rid of this gut, though. Messing with them vegan cookies, man.
Yeah.
Them vegan cookies knocked me down. But I'm back doing a little workout now, so shoulders feeling a little stronger.
Yeah.
You know, get my push-up game on and just, you know, getting ready. You know, I'm getting ready because I'm finna have all this money, so.
Oh yeah, because you said you finna you got your foot in the movie game.
Movies, weed, you know. I'm gonna be the weed king.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna be the weed king. I'm gonna take over boxing. You know, this boxing is mine.
Man, you gotta let me get in there. You gotta let me get in there, especially the movie. I gotta get in there somewhere because I know you don't like the little Snowfall shit. So get me in there. I'm the real deal.
It's
you
crazy,
feel me?
you know. Me and David Myers is getting ready to do a show based on Snowfall.
Wow.
Yeah, he came up with an idea where he said, "Man, they ain't giving you no money for that shit. Let's do something to get some money off of it."
Man, I watched that shit. It was actually good.
I said, "Shoot."
Oh shit!
So we getting ready to do a little podcast on Snowfall. I ain't never even watched Snowfall, man. I gotta watch that shit, you know, now. Hard for me though, you know. I hate watching that fiction shit, you know. Motherfuckers making up shit. Like, why y'all making that shit up? We live this shit. You got real motherfuckers out here that live this life, you know, that really done that shit. You don't have to make this shit up. We got some stories for your ass, but you know, the people who run Hollywood, they mad at me too. You know, I gave them the finger.
I mean, like you supposed to, cause you all independent, man. You trying to work and do your own thing.
Yeah, I ain't never had no boss, man. Come on, stop it. And you gonna tell me I gotta take orders from Mark Wahlberg? Come on, who is Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah,
you know, to tell me what to do. You know,
man. Like Freeway Rick, like when I preach your name to certain people, like certain gangsters or like certain niggas in jail and shit like that. Some
they love
niggas,
me in jail.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Them jailhouse motherfuckers love me, man.
But then they got some motherfuckers that always want to give me the story like he wasn't always the biggest motherfucker. He wasn't the only biggest motherfucker. Like,
well, you know, they tell me that too, right? They come on, man, who was the biggest? You a big meat.
Yeah.
I say, I don't know, but I know who's gonna be the richest this time.
Cause you know they never glorified Los Angeles or I mean not Los Angeles but the West Coast, you know what I'm saying, G's that was really doing it too. It's always the East Coast and the South and like they always bigging them up and then you just like really representing for the whole coast. Yeah, but it was some some heavy hitters. I got one like Thomas Tootie Reese. You know what I'm saying?
That was my idol.
That was your idol.
Yeah, I love Tootie.
Yeah, man. You got any stories about Tootie, man?
Well, you know, it took a long time before I met Tootie. I used to see him, you know, Tootie had a red convertible Porsche, and I would see him buzz by, you know. And I'd be like, man, be like Tootie.
That's crazy.
Tootie was the real Superfly.
Yeah.
And man, Tootie and them got busted. Him and Kevin Morgan and a couple other people, they got busted doing a deal with a DA agent. And so I finally came up, you know, I probably was a couple $100,000 strong. I wasn't really that strong, but this is like, but houses at that time was in our hood. You remember the house I had on Grand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got that house. I was fixing that house. So the dudes who was remodeling the house for me knew Tootie.
Wow.
So they was like, man, I know Tootie. I was like, man, I love Tootie, man. So they was like, man, you want me to set up for you to go meet? Tootie just died like 2 years ago or so. He ain't been, no, he died about 3. I think it was right before COVID. So they was like, man, you want us to go set it up and go meet Tootie? I was like, hell yeah. So they set it up and I went over and met with him. He tried to sell me some work, but I was like, my price is better than yours. I didn't tell him that though, but you know, that was the deal. And what had happened is in the game, I had passed Tootie. You know, I went past my idol. You know, I was buying more work at that time than he was. But it was just a pleasure meeting him. You know, I only met him that one time too. I never called him again, and you know, he went off and did his time. And when he got out, I didn't reach out for him. But yeah, he was one of my idols. And then the other one was Little Willie. You know, I met Little Willie. Little Willie came down to my tire wheel shop one day, just, you know, like just popped up. And then there was Fast Eddie at the Steakhouse Eddie. You know, that was another old, you know, who was older than I was, you know, guys that I looked up to and that I wanted to model my career after. And then David Child popped in on the scene. He was also, you know, in A-League as well.
Did Brett Mitchell, you know what I'm saying, ring a bell? Like Brett
yeah,
Mitchell?
I know Brett.
That is crazy. Brett Mitchell Chevrolet?
I used to go up to his house and beat his ass in ping pong.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
This is great stories, man, that people need to know, man, because there was a lot of cats out here that really was doing it.
I think me and Brett my girl was Brett's girl's half sister, and we didn't even know that until after we started, hanging out, kicking it, that they was half sisters. But yeah, I knew Brett.
So why did they kind of glorify you as that guy? Because I mean, what I'm saying, I don't know if I got the story right. Like, you was getting your work from a CIA agent.
He was a CIA operative.
Yeah.
Which is different than being an agent. He couldn't be an agent because he was a foreigner. But what happened is when he got busted, he became an informant. So an informant is technically an agent. But they don't call them agents. They informants. And then he couldn't be an agent because of his status of not being an American citizen. But yeah.
How the fuck you do all of that? You know what I'm saying? And didn't know how to read and doing all that, going to jail.
And didn't have no money. I started with $125.
Man, please.
I started that shit with I planted $125 in the ground, and that shit grew.
Man, I need to know niggas that's in jail. If you feel like you didn't do the crime, man, don't give up on your case. You feel me? Like, and you like a perfect example of not giving up. You know what I'm saying?
And, I became obsessed with winning my case. You have to become obsessed. Just like right now, I'm obsessed with taking over boxing.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with taking over weed.
Yeah. I'm
obsessed with taking over this movie industry. I'm obsessed with these things. So when those become your obsession, I mean, I neglect a lot of stuff. My kids say I don't give them enough time. But it's some sacrifices that got to be made. Like, you want to keep wearing them tennis shoes? You better let me keep buying them.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I know you was upset. I mean, my mama was even said she was getting some calls and she was doing some things for you. She went down to, grab some shit for you to try to help you with your case at times and shit like that. And I'm like,
no, your mom stayed down. She stayed down. And she the real homegirl.
Yeah.
She the real homegirl.
And it was motherfuckers like that with my mom, and they just still had so much hope. And just gave you, so much. It was just so much
Mary was
crazy.
like that too. Yep. Mary and Karen. I talked to Karen like a week ago. Her daughter Summer's boyfriend need a job, and so they want me to try to give him a gig because I got a dispensary too.
Yeah, my mom told me about that too.
Yeah, so they want to know if I would give him a job at the dispensary, but I found he's a professional dancer, so. And I want him to come and teach my kids how to dance, I don't want them to be tennis players like me, tennis player, but you can't dance, I go to the party, I have to stand up against the wall.
Yeah, my mama used to clean Karen in them houses too. Like, man, that's just so much history there, bro.
Yeah, she started that little cleaning service. She did good with that little cleaning service. She was cleaning everybody's house in L.A.
Yeah, she was doing it up, man.
And I think she had a couple girls working with her for a little while. She had really turned that thing up. She wasn't with that game though. She didn't want to touch that. But she was doing all right with her little cleaning service. I was glad that she started it. You know what I'm saying? Because we want somebody that you don't want to know anybody in your house. Like, man, I can't have anybody coming over here. They're gonna know all my secrets.
Yeah.
So you need somebody that's trustworthy. That ain't gonna tell people how to get in your house and. Where you keep all your shit, and so having her on board was definitely a blessing, and I appreciate it. But we all grew up together. We went to Manchester Elementary School together, bred hard.
I did too.
So
damn, just that shit is just so crazy. Just hearing these stories from you, just right here. Like, that's it. I don't want to go back into your younger life because I feel like we got so much in common. Like, you say you used to go to the skating ring, and I love skating. I'm like, Dad, this nigga used to go to the skating ring, and you say you used to have your burner with you, you know what I'm saying? Because the 60s used to be up there.
Packed.
And I did the same motherfucking thing.
Yeah. And then I was good with the 60s, Well, at first, they didn't even know me at first. It took a while because I used to slide in there, nobody knew me.
Yeah.
And then... I remember the first time I went with Haney, and Haney had on all the gold and the rings and everything, so all the girls was all over him, and when nobody give me no action, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there, I'm plain Jane, probably got on some Levi's white T-shirt, and I'm just chilling, with a pocket full of money.
Yeah.
And one of my girls, baby mamas, pulled up on me. She knew who I was, and she pulled up, and started hollering. In. I would be coming to skating room just to grab her, you know. And that's when all the 60s started to know me, Petey Wack, and who else was down there, man? I can't even remember all the names, but Wack definitely was one of the main ones. You know, he was the Hellraiser at that time. He was Mr. 60s.
Yeah, how was it? How did you like keep that balance? Because like, how tied in were you with the Hoovers? Like, you right in they hood. Like, this 9 Deuce 9-4. You at Manchester Park. Like,
I grew up with the Hoovers.
Like,
you know, I mean, you know, that's why everybody think I'm a Hoover. And the Hoovers in the jailhouse, the Hoovers claim me
for sure
as being a Hoover. So you know, it's just that homeboy relationship. You know, where we grew up together. You know, they went to Manchester, they went to Bret Hart and Washington and Fremont. So we all just been tight. You know, Lauren Miller. You know, my cousins went to Lauren Miller, so we would go over to Lauren Miller sometimes, and you know, just had that companionship. Like I said, Antonio, who I was with today, was the founders of the 9-4 Hoover. You know,
yeah.
And he just got out, man, and it was funny, you know, being around him, and you know, he still got his pants creased.
That's
he did 40 years. He did 40 years.
He probably still goes to the cleaners, huh?
Yeah, still going to the cleaners. He got on the
Still
Pendleton
go to the
jacket,
cleaners.
and so you see, I got my VIP wrist on right here. So
Yeah.
you know, Big Percy and them had their golf tournament today, so I took him over to the golf tournament. You know, where all the, you know, everybody in the game at hanging out, and you know, they got on their Rolexes, and I was like, man, this where it's at, and all of the chicks, you know, and they hollering, hey Rick, and you know, the players giving me dap, and he was like, man, they really like you. I said, man, you got to change up, man. You can't go with that.
But you still ain't even really that type of nigga, like the flossy and getting up out there, you know what I'm saying? Chains on from.
I ain't got a floss though. You know,
Yeah.
see, I got this aura, this little thing about me that's bigger than a Rolex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's bigger than a gold chain, and I was just like this here when I went up there today. You know,
Yeah.
like this is me, man. You know, this how I roll. You know, I ain't got to put on no chains. I ain't driving no fancy cars, but I get that love and that respect, you know, because of my thinking. You know, my principles. Some people need to buy, you know, that car to have some principle. You know,
Yeah.
but really the car don't give you principles. You know, just give you a little flair,
Yeah.
a little short time flair, because you know 2 years is old, and then it's an old car. So when you have that built-in flair about yourself, you know, you don't need all of those trinkets, you know, to dress yourself up and make yourself look shiny.
Yeah, I don't even buy clothes, man. I'm just out here. My girl buy my clothes, man. Shout out to her. I just be putting it on, man. But I told one of my homies, I'm like, man, I'm finna talk to Freeway tomorrow. He like, tell this nigga this story, see if you remember it. And he was like, he played tennis, right, man? This white boy was trying to hustle this nigga, man, and Palm Lock or something, whatever jailhouse y'all was in. He's like, this white boy named Daniel Bang. Yeah, Lom Pop.
Yeah, Danny.
Yeah, he said, Danny was like,
Danny didn't know.
Yeah,
Danny
man.
didn't know. He didn't know. He didn't know.
What was that nigga named Daniel Bang? It was like
Danny
man,
Banks.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny in Hawaii. That's my man. We still partners. We got to be really, really good friends. Yeah, Danny thought he could beat me.
So you still good at tennis?
Not as good as I used to be, but you know, I mean, I played at a high level. You know, I played at a high level. Not at the top pro level, you know what I'm saying, but at a high level, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
college level, you know. So if you didn't play college, you ain't gonna beat me, especially if you my age, you know. So you know, Danny was you know, he was there holding down the tennis courts at Lompoc, and you know, when I drove up off the bus, you know, I didn't have no shoes on or nothing. Come on, man, stop it. Ain't no dude in jail. You know how to play tennis in jail? You think you gonna beat me? You got where your money at?
Yeah, put it up.
Yeah, give me some books, y'all. Give me a couple books of stamps. Let me get these.
Yeah.
So yeah, I beat up on Danny. But yeah, Danny hit me a couple weeks ago, sent me a little text, you know, said, man, come to Hawaii. Yeah, so yeah, Danny Banks, that's my man.
Yeah, man.
Who was that told you that story?
This is one of my homies. His name's Steve-O, man. His
I know
name's Steve-O.
Steve-O.
Stevie Stevenson, man.
I think I know Steve-O. I know a Steve-O. It might not be the same one. But yeah, every pen I went to, you know, I killed him in tennis. You know, they wasn't ready in that tennis. I taught tennis. You know, they used to pay me $25 an hour in jail. I was getting $25 an hour to teach tennis. So,
in jail?
in jail, I was getting $25 an hour. And had a clientele. You know, I could teach 4 or 5 lessons a day sometimes. You know, I made good money.
Yeah.
For jail. For jail.
For jail, though. For jail, that's cool, though.
They kept the locker full, you know, the zoom zooms and wham whams. And then, you know, I would take the zoom zooms and whams and sell them out 2 for 1. Hey, bring me back 2 for 1. You know.
See, a lot of people in my culture, a lot of people like, not in my culture, but a lot of people my age, probably a little younger, don't know as much about you. So you know, they learning a little bit more about you just through the Ricky Rose thing and the Freeway.
They can't learn
thing.
nothing about me with that dude.
Yeah, I mean, and they really don't know. And
That
it's
dude
just like
that dude don't know nothing about. He just saw a hot name. You know what I'm saying? He thought it was abandoned. You know, he thought I was gonna get a life sentence without. Well, I had a life sentence, so he thought I was never getting out. So, see, he just made himself helpful to it. But if he really would have known me, he would have retched out.
I really would have. No bullshit, though. I really would. I was like, I wish this nigga would have just like did his thing with Rose. I wish I would have just really intertwined and connect. Because I felt like it was there, man.
I tried to, but you know, it was probably for him. I can understand. It's scary.
Yeah.
Here you are. You build this persona. They put millions of dollars into you, and now you got to tell the world that you were fake.
And see, when you got out of jail too, and then you had a life sentence, and a lot of people like my age and shit like that, like a lot of sometimes they be like, man, that nigga a snitch, and I'm like. How you feel about that? Because I know that shit.
He said that.
Yeah.
We got the internet, right?
Damn right.
What can you not find out about the internet?
And Google
Who hasn't saw me on the internet? So the guy that I told on, he never saw me on the internet.
Right.
He never spoke out about it. He never said, man, that motherfucker told on me. Go and look on the internet and find that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Find the one that can say that.
Yeah, because everybody else looking up everybody paperwork, but your paperwork is just so complex to motherfuckers. You feel me?
But you don't even need paperwork.
Yeah.
You ain't even got a guy. You ain't got one person to stand up and say, man, he told on me.
Right.
With the internet, they're the internet. I mean, it would have to be, if somebody told on you, it would have to be somebody who would come and say, you know, go public and say, hey man, he told on me.
Yeah. So with the Rick Ross thing. Like why that shit didn't happen, man, and why did you decide to like sue that nigga?
Well, I'd hit him when we was in jail. We talked, and he was supposed to come and see me, and he never did. I wasn't really tripping about that. I got out, you know, started doing my own thing. This lawyer came to me and said, man, Universal owe you $50 million. I said, go get it.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's all it was. I didn't even care about the lawsuit.
Right. Did he know that? Did he ever reach out after that lawsuit?
Nah.
Did you lose the lawsuit?
I lost. Both of us lost. He lost about $1.5 million. They say they paid $1.5 million in attorney fees. And so the judge ordered me. I'm supposed to give him $500,000 back. So if they ever come for it, I'm gonna give it to him in quarters.
So right now, to this day, you owe Rick Ross $500 in attorney fees.
Him and Universal and Warner Brothers. They say I owed him $1.5 million, but the judge only awarded him $500,000.
I can't fucking believe that, man.
Man, they had 15 attorneys. Well, what was really stupid to me about the whole get down, say for instance, if I'm suing somebody or somebody's suing me, I pay the lawyer $100,000. I'll be like, man, how much more?
Yeah.
How much more this gonna cost me? And if they tell me, oh, 500 more thousand, I'll be like,
shit, I'm out of there. If I'm
me, I'll be like, hey man, see a dude to take 50,000.
Oh yeah.
See if he'd take 100. See if he take 150. I don't wait until we get up to $1.5 million, and I ain't even offered nothing. You know what I'm saying? To settle this shit, I'm gonna let him take. He probably still ain't getting no royalties behind that shit.
You think he gonna come after you?
I don't care. I'm gonna have so much money. Judges gonna be scared to fuck with me. Ain't nobody gonna want to bother me. They gonna say, man, you gonna fuck with that motherfucker there? Do you know who that is? The motherfucker runs weed. He runs boxing. He run the movie theaters now. Now Universal people work for him now. He's the one putting out. I look at it. I'll probably be a year, 2 years putting out a movie every month.
That's right.
I'm gonna have the money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be cash heavy. One of the companies that I'm about to take over, he told me, he said, man, dollar bills. He said, I don't want them motherfuckers.
Is it kind of like what Dame Dash is doing right now independently? Because he said it's kind of hard doing that shit, film independently like that.
I ain't paid attention to Dame and Dash.
Oh, you doing your own shit?
What I do, I'm kind of like, those things they put on the horse?
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, so I'm kind of tunnel vision. I only see what I do, and I don't really worry about what nobody else do or how they doing it. Like, I'm finna do some music, right? I just found a little motherfucker so cold, 16 years old. I ain't gonna mention his name because I don't want nobody to try to sign him. I gotta have it whenever I touch something, everybody like it.
Yeah.
So this little young kid, I'm trying to get all the paperwork done right now and get him signed. I got a couple boxers that's probably gonna make more money than Floyd Mayweather made in boxing.
Did you ever regret like not putting up all your money in the music shit and doing all that shit because you was around so many niggas?
I don't regret anything.
Damn.
People kept asking me that, right? And I didn't really know how to answer it. They'd be like, do you regret being in the game? Do you regret going to prison? And I didn't really quite know how to answer it, right? And I did this interview in Chicago with this girl, and she titled the article, No Regrets, Only Lessons. I say, damn, that's what I've been talking about.
This whole
No
time.
regrets, only lessons. I learned from all of that shit. So all of that I went through made me who I am today. And I feel like, shit, I'm right where I need to be right now today. And ain't nowhere else in the world I'd rather be than right where I'm at right now. And I learned that when I was in jail. When I first went to jail, I was, oh man, I want to get out. I need to be, anxious. And then all of a sudden, one day, it came to me. You right where you supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
When the time comes, see, there's a time that has to come. And when that happens, you're going to get out. Louis Farrakhan said it the best. I was in the chapel and I was listening to him, and he was talking about when a woman's pregnant with a baby, and if the baby continues to develop, there's nothing that she can do but let it come out.
Right.
She can't hold it in other than abort.
So when you was in jail, I know it's Crips, Bloods, Mexicans, Whites, and Muslims. Did you ever result to, being a Muslim?
They say we all Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, when I'm hanging out with the Muslims, I'm Muslim.
Affiliated by association.
And then when I hang out with the Christians, I'm Christian.
Yeah.
Same thing now. I go hang out with Farrakhan. I hang out with Bishop Noel Jones. Anybody hang out with me, I hang out with them. You like me, I like you. You don't like me, I don't like you either.
Man, you made so much motherfucking money when you was younger. You was doing your thing, 100 keys, 100, like, how the fuck was you making $1 million a day? Sometimes $3 million a day.
I started with $125. You make the 125, turn it to 150.
Where is that money?
Shit, I don't know. Spent. Big
Hell
palace of
no.
wheels and junkyards and easy come, easy go. I don't look back at that. I'm looking at this shit. I'm finna like, fuck, Microsoft is for sale.
Yeah.
Apple is for sale. These motherfuckers don't know what they doing. So when I look at all of this stuff that's happening, I'm like, damn, motherfucker, they send you to jail so you can learn how to take all this shit over. So, I'm just building up my resources and stacking my game so that I can teach them what I learned, how I took $125 and turned into $3 million a day, But this time, it's going to be on paper, where they can't take it from you. They can't stop you. You know how rich I would be if they wouldn't have broke me up in the dope game?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but...
How you looking right now, though, man? Are you a millionaire right now?
No, I ain't a millionaire yet. I got millionaire projects. I got a marijuana grow that I'm doing right now that's gonna make $1.5 million a month.
Now, how you doing that? Like, how you researching the game and that, man? Because I was selling weed at one time, and I felt like I was doing a little delivery service, and the homie got robbed a couple times, and my delivery driver said,
anybody can slip and get robbed.
Yeah.
I never per se got robbed on my own. I went over to one of my homeboy house though one day and knocked on the door, and they was in there robbing him. Dude rushed and grabbed me in the collar, snatched me in, and they got the gun on him, and me and dude went to tussling. I'm like, oh, y'all might well go start shooting. I ain't laying down, I ain't submitting. Me and him tussling in the house, and we was hitting the walls and stuff so hard that my boy's son heard it and came and opened the door, and when they saw him, he took off, and they jumped up and took off running. So, but yeah, I ain't submitting. I'm, fuck that. Shoot me right there where you got me at. We ain't going nowhere. Yeah. I almost got kidnapped one time. Shit, right there on the dead end. On 87th Fig, right in front of my mama's house. Motherfucker put a gun on me. Him and his girl told me to get in the car.
This recently? Or
no.
Couple years.
This was 81, 82.
Okay.
I was buying like 2 ounces of cocaine at that time. And motherfucker want to rob me over 2 ounces? Motherfucker, stop it. Yeah.
The homie got robbed for an ounce.
I already know. I had a partner in St. Louis got killed over an ounce. They found him in the trunk of his car at the airport.
Over an ounce?
Over an ounce of cocaine. So, but back then in St. Louis, an ounce was worth like $6,000, so it had a little value. Mm-hmm. But that's just the nature of that game. It's a dirty game that people can get hurt in.
Yeah, they definitely can get hurt. I mean, even like the licenses thing, like how do you get your license and do that? Like how do you prepare for that? Because they were just telling me no all the way across the board.
Why you didn't get with me? Man, we marched on City Hall. We went down there into them motherfuckers, man, y'all gonna get some license in this motherfucker. We ain't going for that. And then we had what's the name from Great Street, Dro and all that. They told me, we gonna tear this motherfucker up.
What, at City Hall?
Yeah, they was at City Hall. Told me, we gonna tear this motherfucker up again, y'all.
So you still doing your thing?
No, I wasn't with that. But them the homies though. We homies with them. But no, I ain't with no tearing nothing up. I ain't trying to go back to jail. I'm having too much fun out here, man.
Man, who counting the money? You?
I will count it.
Yeah, because you still, even though you was making that much money then, you know what I'm saying, versus now, I'm like, who the fuck was counting all that shit?
Who used to count the money? You was right there. Come on. You know who used to count that money. I know your mama told you who used to count the money. Yeah, you know where it was at.
Oh, everything. I know where it was at.
Yeah, that was my people, man. They was my money counters,
Yeah.
They took care of everything. They took care. I'd be like, man, if I gotta count that money, I ain't selling no dope today. Fuck that. Y'all gonna be without dope. Y'all better get somebody to count this money.
Yeah. My mom was like, man, shit, he owned this, he owned that, it's all gone. I'm like,
they used to come and slip bags through the door, big old bags. Mm-hmm. We had the hole in the door for duffel bags to fit through the door. Don't open the door, just let them throw their money through the door and keep it moving. Like a rock house. You know how they had a rock house? They slip the money in, rock out. But they just slide that bag through the door and then they call back with the number. Oh, you had such and such, such and such. Okay, cool.
Man, when you was in jail, was you ever scared as a motherfucker? Like, you know what? These motherfuckers might kill me in this bitch.
No, I wasn't scared. Well, when Gary Webb did the story Darker Lines, made me think, and then when Gary got killed, like, what the fuck? Gary shot himself in the head twice, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. That ain't the CIA. Y'all gonna tell me that ain't the CIA? Didn't shoot him in the head twice. How motherfucker shoot himself in the head twice with a shotgun? But I was like, they don't really want me dead because if they kill me, then that make the story even more realer. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really afraid of dying. Nah, jail was cool. I mean, I like I said, I turned jail basically into my college. My first book I ever read was Malcolm X.
Yeah.
By Alex Haley. And in the book, Malcolm talked about put us in jail, we're going to learn how to read and write. So I said, shit, fuck, I gotta learn how to read and write. All these fucking years I didn't want to read and write. Now I gotta learn how to read and write.
Why the fuck didn't you want to learn how to read and write? And then you got these motherfucking white people out here talking about just put it in the book. These motherfuckers ain't gonna learn it.
But nobody never told me that.
God damn.
See, nobody never told me the value of a book. You know, I thought that a book, when you read a book, they was gonna be talking about Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Like, what kind of water they going to get? Can you sell that shit?
How was you? When you learned how to read?
Was it PCP in that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? So I was like 28.
You was 28?
Yeah.
What your mama say? Like, this motherfucker's stupid in the motherfucker, but he know how to count this money,
probably,
though.
She might not even know.
Did you didn't know how to read? That is wild.
But you see, our parents don't pay enough attention to us back then. They was trying to keep the rent paid, you know what I'm saying? Like, we used to have broken windows in the house and shit. We had roaches and rats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Running through the house. You know, the kitchen cabinets had big holes in them where you know what I'm saying, take that board out the way, you look to the bottom of the ground, you know what I'm saying? So moms was more concerned with trying to keep that house and trying to keep the lights on and keep some food on the table, you know. I remodeled that motherfucker though. She went out of town. I put up like $150,000. I was stupid as a motherfucker though. The house was worth about $50,000. I put $150 in remodeling in that motherfucker.
Like, when did she realize, like, my son rich as fuck?
Man, moms, cause I was selling my dope on 81st in Hoover. And what I would do is every time I make like $1,500, I run to the house and put it up.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like 10, 15 of these trips a day. And so mom's just like, this motherfucker keep running in and out the house. He ain't never running in and out the house like this here, right? So I come back, I open the door, I look on the couch, there's a pile of money on the couch. So I look at my boy Ollie, I'm like, Mom done found the money.
She got us.
Yeah, because you know, all we was doing was piling in it. I had a pile in my closet and I piled dirty clothes on top of it. You know, that's going to hide it. It was about that tall, right? So mom's, she came in there like, man, y'all got enough money, quit. Can you quit? Can you quit? And I was like, quit? She's like, I know you're in the mob. The mob got you. And I was like, Mom, I'm the mob.
Yeah, I am the mob. Knowing you know what I'm saying, knowing your story and being Freeway Rick, how did your kids deal with this shit? Like,
I don't even know. You know, my babies, they trip because I'd be taking all these pictures. They be like, Daddy, I don't want to take all them pictures. You take too many people come up, I always want to take pictures with you. You know, we go out for dinner or something like that. But they 8 and 10 years old. So I don't know how my older kids deal with it. You know, I know one, Jamal, he kind of fused off of it. He wants to be a movie star and so forth and so on. So he kind of fused off of it. But the rest of them, you know, they laid back. You know, they more laid back. And you know Jamal.
Ain't nobody never dibble and dabble and say, man, you know what, I'm going to sell some shit. Even if it's weed.
I'm sure they did. You know, Jamal and my other son, Carter, they both been to prison. So they probably done did something, did a little of that. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, since I've been home, neither one of them been back to prison. You know, knock on wood.
That's right. For real.
But yeah, they cool. You know, they doing all right for themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
When you got out that second time, I asked you, was you scared as fuck in jail? Like, if niggas gonna get you, but
this is the second time.
Yeah,
the second time.
Yeah, when you got out the last time. Yeah, when you got out this time, even though your case was like super high profile, I think, and me just discussing it with other people.
It was high profile. You know, you don't know many people. It's Nightline, Dayline, 2020.
Yeah.
What else I was on? I didn't make 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes. Montel Williams, Garado. I mean, in San Diego.
You ever feel like them niggas is still watching you or fucking with you? Or like,
I don't care if they watch me. I hope they do watch me. Park your car right over there so everybody can see you watching me. I'll use them for bodyguards. Cause
you do so much shit. You was doing so much shit. You don't feel like they go out like this nigga might out me, man. You know them old motherfucking white people.
You know they don't even look at drugs the same way no more.
Yeah.
Not even cocaine. You know, they're not as hard on cocaine as they was in the 80s. You know, now you can get arrested with cocaine and get a bail and shit. Like when we got arrested, no bail. Danger to the community, you know. So things have changed and people look at the world a little different. But you know, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Let them do what they do.
Yeah, as far as the movie thing, you say you finna get in that band, dibble and dabble in that band.
I've been in the movie. I've been in the movie business. I just ain't really. You know, my documentary stayed on Netflix for a year and a half. I bust Netflix ass.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I bust their ass. But you know, they ain't gonna call and tell nobody. You know, they ain't gonna put the numbers up and say, man, this motherfucker here killed Netflix.
Yeah.
But I already knew just by like, why the fuck you keep me on the front page for a year and a half?
How the fuck you get something on Netflix though, man? How you get that on there? Who you gotta go through? Who you gotta talk to?
I didn't put it on there. The producers did. You know, and we fell out. You know. They tried to beat one of my partners, you know, who he didn't put up as much money as they did on the piece, and they wanted me to cross him. I'm like, man, I don't cross my friends, man. Fuck you. Take the motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. If I don't get a dime out the motherfucker, steal it. I'm gonna let it know you stole the motherfucker. You steal it from him. You steal it from me too, cause I ain't gonna, you know, I just don't do my friends.
What's the residuals off of Netflix? Like how the?
I didn't get nothing out of that documentary, man.
You didn't get no money out your documentary.
Man, we went to court. They took me to court. And the judge gave them all the rights to my shit that I wrote in prison, that I produced. They put up about $60,000, and that gave them all the rights to my shit.
And was it a certain contract or you know something
you
didn't sign?
They said that they said that I verbally avoided the contract. It was some more of that bullshit like they did with the rapper, you know. Statute of limitations. With him, it was statute of limitations. With them, it was a verbal agreement that we had, even though the contract said there can be no verbal agreements. You know, like, you can't have a verbal agreement. But I didn't really do the documentary for no money, no way. You know, I did it for just what it did. Blew the fuck up.
Yeah. I know, because you walking outside, you know, it's like, boy, on Netflix, you don't see this shit.
Make me a star, you motherfuckers. Now I'll get my money now.
Yeah, like, because you're going to be on Netflix again. Or
it's going to be bigger. We're going to the theater this time.
Yeah.
We can go to the theater. Then maybe Netflix might wake up and get the TV series.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm already working on a TV series right now. You know, I'm putting a TV series together right now.
Will it be something like Snowfall, though, right? Or just
it's gonna be real,
a little bit more complex?
I don't want to do no fake shit. I mean, we got enough fake shit already, and I think that the people tired of fake shit. You know, who wants some fake Jordan? You walking down the street and them motherfuckers squeaking. Like, these motherfuckers can't be real.
Yeah.
No, I think we want some real shit. You know, we don't want to wear no fake gold. You know, who you know wear fake gold? Like,
man, I just think it's a whole little thing of motherfuckers just trying to cut you out of the shit. Like,
They
your
do.
story is
They do.
beautiful, it's there, like it's authentic, and then it's just a gang of motherfuckers just trying to just cutthroat you out the whole little thing because the story is
but
too
they
crazy.
always cut blacks out of everything. You know, most of the entertainers right now don't make no money. Most of them motherfuckers really broke.
Yeah, for real.
You know, it's very few of them motherfuckers who really got some money. That's why they can't do their own shit. I'm like, why don't nobody help me do my movie? Y'all know this motherfucker gonna break the box office and nobody can step up because they ain't got no money and they ain't got no juice. You know, it's very few people. I don't know if it's a black dude living that can go to a studio and say, man, write me a check. I want to do a movie. You know, I got to go through the channels and give it to this guy and that guy. And you know, it's a lot of bullshit.
It's a big weight game.
I went through it. You know, I met Ori Emanuel, Spencer Boomer, Jeff Bird, and Michael Linton. You know, my first week or so out of prison. And, you know, the motherfuckers told me, oh, them motherfuckers you talking to, they can't do nothing.
That's crazy that you got to still go through these obstacles and just move. It's right here for you. Y'all want to make the money? It's right here. The story right here. It's organic. Here you go. You know what I'm saying, it's all roll for you. Like, let's do it. And it's still like a waiting game. Like, they do that shit.
But I don't mind
everywhere.
waiting. I know it's like, you know, you don't eat an apple until it's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you try to eat an apple that ain't right. That motherfucker hard. This motherfucker. So, you know, when it's time, you know, the movie gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. So I ain't even been rushing. You know, everybody else be like, man, when your movie gonna come out? Oh, it's gonna come out. Yeah. Why they do this movie and that movie? You know, they do the Frank Lucas movie. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, now the Big Meat story is out, and
yeah,
you know, they got Power and then they Snowfall, and you know, like, what the fuck y'all do Snowfall, and y'all got the real motherfucker John with his corny ass. he kicking it with me. Like, motherfucker, you could have gave him the real shit. You know, you could have took the real deal up in there. But he probably knew, like, man, this motherfucker Rick he's a hard dealer. You know, he ain't taking no wood nickels. You know, he don't work for popcorn and peanuts. You know, you got to really pay that motherfucker because he really about his money. And he felt, I guess, it would be easier just to go in there and
do it on my thing, yeah.
Cut me, you know, cut me out, you know. I ain't got to deal with that motherfucker. He gonna come in there and, you know, and be like, man, fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah, because it should have been a story already. Like, bruh, it should have been a movie already.
Well, you know, the book been doing good. You know,
Yeah.
my book is doing really well. You know, I'm happy. You know,
Bruh, to go from not knowing how to read to having books, being an author,
3 books,
is crazy.
and working on the 4th one. I'm working on one right now. It's gonna fuck them up. You know,
How's that going for you?
with the books.
Yeah, the books.
I can't tell no numbers because the IRS would be on my ass.
You see, they give fucking them niggas is looking at you outside.
No,
They
I don't
like,
mind them
"That
looking at me,
IRS
but I ain't gonna give them no numbers.
Yeah.
They be like, oh,
there you go, nigga, we got you."
That's the number we was looking for.
Yeah.
Now you owe.
Did you
Because
hit him with
I'm gonna go throw the IRS some money anyway. You know, I'm just gonna walk
Yeah.
to the office one day with a bag and just be like, yeah, man, thank y'all for not fucking with me.
Man, stop fucking with me, man.
Yeah, here your money. As a matter of fact, I gave you some extra.
They fucking with me so much, I had to get a tax lawyer. I'm like, you just can't be real.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go take them a bag, you know, just to clear that shit up. You know, like, yeah, man, I gave y'all extra. Go fix some street lights. You know what I'm saying? Hire some more police, a helicopter, whatever y'all gonna do with the money, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Here your money.
You still fucking with Floyd Mayweather?
Nah, Floyd don't fuck with me.
Why not, man? He picked you up in the Rolls Royce doing the whole little thing, man. Come on,
he was
bruh.
He was flossing. He wasn't really trying to fuck with no real motherfucker, man. You know, I'm a real motherfucker.
Yeah.
So he wasn't ready for that.
What you think, he a little off?
He off a little bit.
He a little off, huh?
Yeah, his game is off. You know, my game tight. You know,
Yeah.
you come on the court with me, I'm gonna bust that ass. You know, like, you gonna have to play defense, boy. You know, in the joint they used to tell him, man, you got to keep your hand up on Rick. He gonna bust that jump on your ass.
I mean, you better be sharp. The motherfucker that don't know how to read, taught himself to read at 28, got out of jail.
No. You missed some.
Well, okay, I missed the loop.
Debated the law
Yeah.
with some motherfucking scholars. My lawyer graduated from Harvard University, top of his class. My prosecutor was a special prosecutor. That motherfucker was being groomed to go to the White House and be like a U.S. attorney. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That motherfucker went to Yale. He wasn't no normal motherfucker. He didn't do cases under $10 million.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's the kind of motherfucker I had. And I told his motherfucking ass, oh, you're wrong. You know, I told the judge, right, when she gave me the life sentence, I say, I was a little fucked up too, right, because moms had broke down in court, and I was like, oh, I'll be back. She said, oh, I'll be here waiting for you. And then when I came back in the courtroom, she said, oh, you kept your word. You kept your word. I said, oh, yeah, you thought I wasn't? So when they dealing with somebody like that, it's just a whole nother level. You know, you just don't meet motherfuckers that you know, make $3 million in one day, can spend, you know, $200,000-300,000 and not even think about it. You know, like, I mean, one day we was sitting on the block. We was over at Ali Mama house. You know, remember where Ali Mama stayed on Grand?
Yeah.
We had the house. Remember, we fixed that house up. Motherfucker looked like it was out of Beverly Hills with the satellite dish and all that shit.
Yeah, my mama like, he keep putting money in these houses.
I was gonna say your mom was gonna buy that house too. She almost bought that house from me.
Damn.
So my boy come over there when the 3-wheelers and the 4-wheelers first come out, and I was like, oh man, that shit is so cool. I was like, man, come on, let's go get some of them motherfuckers. We go to the Honda dealer, man. We buy every motherfucker they had. They was calling Honda dealers all around the state, getting Honda 4-wheelers sent down. You know, so when you living like that, you know, like everybody was there. I bought him one just for being there. Get him one. What, they $2,700? Get him one. Get him one. You know?
Yeah, you gotta be a sharp motherfucker to even be fucking with you or on your level. So to pick me up in the Rolls Royce and try to court me like I'm some type of bitch, that's how I feel. Like trying to do anything, like I'm gonna fuck you again. Niggas be trying to fuck you, get over on you. Like,
You know what he was doing. You know what he was doing.
I know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
He was getting at the rapper. Remember, him and the rapper was beefing. When I got out, they was beefing. Him, 50, and the rapper was beefing.
And he trying to pick you up. She trying to do the thing.
To get at the rapper.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm going to use this bitch to make this other one jealous. Because he really wanted to be with the rapper, I guess, you know.
Wanted to fuck with him.
So, because that's what he did after him and 50 fell out, he started fucking with the rapper. You know, they started hanging out and shit. I see him on videos and at the fights. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker hanging. And then the rapper, I couldn't believe him after they did remember the little move they put down with his girl and his baby.
Yeah, that whole little thing, man, being immature at that age, that's crazy.
I saw that shit. I was like, man, I don't play like, cause they called me to come up there. But I don't know what the whole get down was. But my PO wouldn't let me go. They had gave me the PO from hell. I was like, man, I need to go up there and hang out with Floyd Mayweather and them. He's like, so.
That nigga saved your life from some fucking cornball shit.
I would have walked out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have went for that shit because you know, if somebody would have been playing with my kid, you know, they'd have saw a different side of me.
Yeah.
You know, because I got more than one side, but I try to keep that motherfucker tuned in. You know, because. Did you see that one they did, the CBS LA Gang Godfathers they did? And they say, well, Rick ain't dangerous, but he hangs out with some very dangerous guys.
That's why niggas be like, who you still tuned in with, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Matter of fact, me and Echo, we was looking at that last night, because Echo had never seen the LA Gang Godfather little series they did when they did the LA Gang Godfather. So I put him up on it last night, and he was like, damn, man. I was like, yeah,
for
man.
real.
We threw the beach party. I didn't go to the beach party because I knew. See, I just beat that case, so I knew that they was gonna be saying that I was partying for the case, and they said it anyway. But you know, it was all good.
What about them jams they used to do at the Coliseum?
Uncle Jam Army.
Yeah, Uncle Jam Army.
Yeah. I never really got, involved totally with that like I should have. You know. I should have got more involved. You know, DJ Pooh had put me up on the rap. Man, I slept on the rap game, you know, with King T and all them.
Man, you fuck around and be part on the Death Row. Why you didn't put all the money up?
I'd have been bigger than Death Row.
Come on, man.
I'd have been bigger than Death Row.
You was in the rooms with Dr. Dre, DJ Pooh.
And then, that ain't even the cold part. Like, I was hanging out with Dick Griffey, Otis Smith, and I met Barry one time. But I was hanging out with two of the first independent record labels ever. So you know, I had all the assets, and they begged me to quit selling dope. They was like, man, if you quit selling dope, boy, leave that dope alone. I was like, motherfuckers, how y'all gonna tell me to leave dope alone? And I had to loan y'all motherfuckers money.
We wasn't thinking for the long run. You gotta think for the long run.
Well, you know,
them niggas was in
I'm
there,
only
man.
23 years old, 22 years old, man. I ain't never read a book, didn't have a daddy. You know what I'm saying? Never really had a mentor, really. You know, for tennis I did, but I ain't never had nobody that had no money. You know, I don't know nobody with no money. I had more money than everybody I ever knew. You know? So it was hard for me to understand. You know, but I was always looking for game. You know, but game was hard to find because you look for game, you become the game. Yeah. You know, because everybody was trying to get in your pocket. You know, trying to figure out how they could weasel up on you. So.
Another person that be saying, you know, I was young is Lil D. Is he from the Bay or something like that?
Yeah,
Lil
that's
D.
my man.
Like, man, you know, I was young. I was younger than everybody. I was doing it up. Yeah, he was selling me the shit, but you know, I was just younger than them niggas. You feel me?
Lil D super cool though. You know, that little motherfucker can think. Yeah. He can think too. And that's the thing about, you know, when I was sitting in prison, I was thinking about the whole dope game. I said, man, maybe that was a plot to get all the black entrepreneurs off the street. You know, the motherfuckers that was trailblazers, you know, who would take a chance, you know, because you got to be thinking proactive to sell dope. Yeah. You know, and, you know, it turned out that it was a way to get a lot of young black entrepreneurs off the street, so. Yeah,
that's crazy, man. And now you're here, man. You're doing your movie thing.
Oh,
you're
man,
doing your weed
over.
thing.
They ought to just
book thing.
You know, they just gave me in Arizona 2 weeks ago. They gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I was like, damn, these motherfuckers saw this shit. I said, this dude can't be a visionary like that. But you know, the game really over, man. They could really give me the trophy right now because I done laid the foundation down. You know, once the foundation in, that concrete is hard. You got to come break that shit up with one of them great big old cranks. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I be telling my girl. I'm like, the foundation is laid.
yeah.
All we
yeah,
got to do now is build.
Yeah.
And from
yeah.
there, we'll be solid. You know what I'm saying? You said, like you said, at least something for
I've
your
been kicking it with
kids.
Don Kennedy too. Me and Don been kicking it. We rapping about doing some music stuff. You know, so I'm finna take another look at the music, and then James Fauntleroy and Brian Kennedy. You know, I've been hollering at them. So I'm gonna take a swipe at this music industry here in a couple weeks.
And Snoop Dogg just bought Death Row. I don't know if you heard about that, but today it got leaked out, man. He just bought Death Row, got the rights to all that. I mean, maybe you can go over there and do something, man. Maybe it might change up.
Yeah. I do my own thing. I don't need nobody.
You really
I don't
about
need no
doing
help.
your own
I
thing?
don't
You a
need no
cold
help.
nigga, man.
I'm gonna have all the money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the motherfucker with all the money. I'm gonna have all the weed. You
Yeah.
know, they gonna trade weed for money. I'm gonna trade money for weed. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna need nobody.
Are you just doing the physical thing, or have you ever hopped in that NFT shit yet?
I'm in the NFTs too. I dropped NFTs a week ago.
Man, you a real hustler, man. I'm just, golly, dog, you doing it all.
And then in front of my dispensary, I'm gonna have a fucking food truck. I'm getting a food truck built right now. Then I'm gonna be giving away food. Like, you motherfuckers come and eat in front of my store for free. Great
Yeah.
food. You know, it's gonna be that shifted, you know, like top chef's gonna be cooking out them motherfucking trucks. You know, giving that shit away. Like, come over here and get some of this shit. Soul food.
Yeah.
You know, I just got to think outside the box, man. You know, when you look at it, like, I know if I would have been on the street, I probably would have been part on a Facebook, you know, or Instagram. You know, I just would have been. You know, that's how I think. You know, so when the new shit come out, I'm gonna be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, man, thank you for giving me the pleasure talking to you,
If they'd have told me it
man.
was you, I'd have been glad to come out here. You know, I kind of drug out a little bit. Like, man, come on, man. I done did.
But you like, man, this nigga
I
got
did
me
2
coming in here, this
interviews
little
already.
motherfucker.
I did 2 interviews already today. I you know, just did one over in London for boxing, and then I did one this morning, I think in Chicago for marijuana.
But that's cool. You were surprised that it was me. That's tight,
Oh no,
man.
no,
That's tight.
it's cool. I'm
That's tight.
glad. You know, you brought a smile to my face when
That's
you told
tight.
me. And you know, I ain't talked to your mom in a couple of years, so you
Yeah.
know, made me feel good. You know, I was able to help her. I know she was gonna be
Yeah.
glad that I did it.
I should FaceTime her ass and be like, you know, what's the deal? He in this motherfucker, man.
Cause
We
she used to
gone.
try to, you know, she was pushing me toward Tiger. Come on, Rick, you need to help him. You need to help him.
She knew you can help with something. You feel me?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see if
yeah.
she
Nah,
has.
she
If she
knew.
don't answer, this over for you, baby.
Yeah,
We
she
gonna
knew.
see. Yeah, man.
Yeah, she knew I could have helped. But you know, Tiger blew up. You know, he got his thing on, and you know, everything worked out for the best. You know, everybody did their thing.
Yeah.
You and Tiger still cool?
No. You know, I kind of fell back from him, but you know,
Yeah.
I ain't like, I don't hate the nigga or nothing like that. I'm just doing my own thing, like you said. You know
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
absolutely. Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah, you
know?
gotta fall back.
People think they carrying you. You know, like, hold on, man, I can carry my motherfucking self.
You ain't no carrying me, nigga. That's, you got me fucked
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying?
But
For a little
sometimes you
bit.
got to show them. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to show them. You know.
But a leader can be led. You know what I'm saying? A leader can be led.
No,
for sure.
no. The first thing, you got to be a good Indian first.
Yeah, for sure.
If you ain't a good Indian, you can't be the chief.
For sure. That's what I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what I felt like I was doing. Now I'm here. Now I'm talking to you.
And this is what it's at, though. You know, Joe Rogan just got $100 million with a podcast. So,
That's why
so
I'm
they
talking
paying.
to you.
So they paying.
You know what I'm
And you know, I did one of Joe's first shows.
I seen you on
I think
there.
I was in his top 80. You know what I'm saying? The shows that he did, and he did me twice. He won't take me back, but
Oh, he won't take you back.
no, I can't get back on there. 'Cause
You
if I
be
go-
doing Vlad a lot though.
Oh yeah, Vlad.
Vlad be on his
Vlad
shit.
love me. Matter of fact, they hit me today. Yeah, Vlad is good, and I enjoy Vlad. We got a pretty good relationship. You know, Vlad asked some tough questions, but you know, motherfuckers shouldn't say what they don't want to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, they like, you did any research? I'm like, this nigga Vlad didn't ask every motherfucking question
No,
you
he
can
ain't
ask.
asked every question. He did a lot, you know, but he ain't.
Cause they don't know. You
Yeah.
gotta have that movie come out. Cause
Yeah.
niggas, a lot of shit niggas
Oh,
don't know.
when that movie come on, they're gonna be fucked up. You know, I was talking to the writer one day, and he was like, "Man, I keep getting the same question about you. I ain't gonna tell nobody what they kept saying. They're gonna get to see it. I'm doing another documentary right now with all my friends, who I grew up with and stuff. They telling their little Rick Ross, their favorite Rick Ross stories. That's what I'm gonna do my TV series off of. It's gonna parlay off of each one of them. It's gonna be the series. It ain't gonna necessarily be about me. It's gonna be about me, but it's gonna be about my friends, how they saw me. And that's the way I'm gonna do that thing this time.
See, that's what I was doing. I was giving that story about that theater, and I was a kid, and I was sitting in the office, and you came and walked past. You got out the car. It's clear as day. You got out and you walked down that hallway. I'm telling you, man.
I gotta come get you, and you gotta be on one of them series.
I have to. Yeah, man. But this my boy Freeway Rick. You know what I'm saying? Nice to have him in the building, man. Thanks.
Y'all check me out too. If you want to get that book, go to my website, freewayrickyross.com. You want to follow me on Instagram, Freeway Ricky, Facebook, Freeway Ricky Ross, and now I'm on TikTok. I'm doing my little TikTok dance now, so y'all can come see me on TikTok as well. And come check out some of my fighters. I got some cold dudes, and they real motherfuckers. They ain't no fluffs.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We out.